Everybody, Mark again here, WeatherMan Plus. Good evening to you. A little bit in a rush this afternoon. I'm trying to get a video up before 6 p.m. It's 5:20 something, so I'm kind of in a rush for that for y'all. But I will not have one tomorrow, as you know, and I'll see y'all on Sunday morning, of course. Now, I have the weather that we have for tonight and tomorrow. Also, we have some severe weather coming soon. But I want to talk about this as well. I've been talking about this a few days ago, and I'd like to pick up on it again. And this is where we are in our North Atlantic oscillation. This shows that we're going into a negative phase. This line right above it is a positive phase, where the cold temperatures reaches deep south in the U.S. And you can see the dip here, and this is where we're at with the snow that's happening now. Now, as these storms go by, the Euro model shows that we get a little bit of a warmth after this, which I do show that we do get. But then we get another dip in just a couple of days of some more cold weather in the south, which I'm showing that it will be pretty far south, but I'm showing that the one after that is even further south. Now, the Euro is showing that we're on a warm-up after that. But I'm showing a few other anomalies that are showing me that we're actually not going to be going on a warm-up after the next cool down to the south, that we're not going to a positive phase where it'll be warmer in the south, that we are actually going into even more of a negative phase. And this is where we're at, going into our negative phase, and then we're going to be coming up to another little negative phase, which I do show we will be having, and then there will be a little warm up, and that will be for a little while, but then there's going to be a real big negative phase dip, and it's even lower than we're having now. And this is going to go, the one that goes way past Florida. It's going to go into the Bahamas. They're going to feel it. Cuba's going to feel it. It's going to be a lot of cold temperatures, and then it's going to go up a little bit, but it's going to stay cold in the south about at that point. Now, this right here is your precipitation type of what we have tonight. And as you can see, the heavy rainfall in the dark green, so you got to watch out for that. Also, there's tornado warnings. I'll get to that later. But as the system moves through, and you see tomorrow, this is when the heavy snow starts coming in. And it's mostly about 5 to 8 inches for northeast. But when you get into Maine and the west part of New Hampshire, it's getting somewhere around 8 to 12 inches. And then a little bit heavier in just a couple local spots, but not really broad. It's mostly 5 to 8 with some 8 to 12. Now, that dark blue you see, that's going to be 5 to 8. The light blue is 3 to 5. But then when you see the dark blue right here going to Maine, you see that this is also going to be the heaviest part, because this is where the cold air is pulling down from the north and the warm air is coming off the east going north. That way there's no snow on the east side of these storms. It's only going to be on the west side. And then when it moves more towards Maine, it does a little more of an effect where the snow still hits it with the temperatures, and it sticks around a little bit longer. But that's where your heaviest spots are going to be. These two spots here is where it's going to be 20 inches plus. But mostly it's going to be 5 to 8 and then 8 to 12. But after that, we have this system that's going to come through, and it's going to be some cold temperatures coming with it. It's going to drop a little bit more snow for North Carolina. That's it, just a little bit of snow. And it might even be in the higher altitudes. But after a few days of that, this is where our warm-up is right here, where there's nothing going on. Getting a nice little warm-up. We're in a positive phase, but then it's about to go down into the negative phase even further. And right around that time, we get a low pressure that drops down, and it starts building up in the central U.S. Now, I think that this is going to catch up with the temperatures, because we have some temperatures going way south around this time as well. So there's a very good chance that all this rain that you see, and not only is it bringing heavy rain, that is definitely going to bring tornadoes and other problems with it as well. But this definitely could be even more of a wintry mix to a snowfall. It all depends if the temperatures can meet up with it. And the temperatures I show do kind of stay with it a little bit. Now, this little dip that you see right here, this is the very cold dip that we're going to get in just a few days. Everybody's going to be anywhere from 25 to 30 degrees colder than what they were the day before. And you see how it goes all the way to the south and southeast of North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia. That's that little bit of snowfall that I showed you that's going to be falling soon. And that's just for North Carolina. Then we're going to be getting our warm-up. Now, this is a positive phase. This is the difference between a positive and a negative phase. In a positive phase, it goes across the top half of the U.S. The negative phase gets a big dip into the south. Now, we're going to be in a positive phase after that. Now, this right here is where that other system starts to form up in the central U.S., And I show we also get another one of these, what I call Arctic fingers. These fingers that come down from the North America, that comes down, these little gyro, little in and out fingers it has all the way around it. And as it comes around, each one gives us a whip of a storm. And the next one is showing it's going to be at least 30, almost 40 degrees temperature colder. And it's going to reach pretty far south, but then it breaks off. And your storm is right about here with this system. So the system is pulling the cold air down. It's spinning the storms on the east side up. And it's going all across the country. But then it gets even deeper because, like I said, it showed that it got an even deeper of a phase this time. And it's going to reach way far south. And you even see even some pink getting kind of close. And that's really negative temperatures. That's polar air we had a couple of years ago. But you can see the movement that it goes even further south. And that's going east with that movement. So those cold temperatures are going to be coming around the same time that's going to be coming with precipitation. So it kind of in agreement with the GFS model where it shows we're going to have another cold spill that's even colder than what we having now. And please remember, a lot of these storms are causing power outages. It will be causing power outages. So go to poweroutage.us, click on your state, wherever you at. It updates every 10 minutes. It'll let you know who's getting power, who lost power. That way you know if you're getting your power soon by showing your neighbors or somewhere in your area has their power back. So that would be a good thing for you. We also have tornado warnings that we need to watch out for. This is mostly for North Carolina, a little bit of Virginia. But the 2% area that you see in the red here, this is a 2 out of 10 Torcon scale. That's a tornado conditions. And then the pink right here is a 5% chance. That's a 3 out of 10 of chances of tornadoes coming across and whipping out of these storms. We had some earlier for Florida, around Tallahassee, but around the Panhandle. And that's a 3 out of 10, but it did go away. Those rain bands are leaving now, and now we got the rest of the East Coast. Now let me show you what you're going to be getting real quick. Now the time and date is on the top left. Now when it gets around 8 o'clock tonight, it is really going to be some pretty bad storms, guys. It's going to roll through North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia, and it's going to be some bad whippers, as well as these rain bands. Let me show Florida real quick. As well as these rain bands going to be going across Florida all the way south. And this is going to happen all the way until tomorrow a.m. So it don't look like it's a bunch of bad clusters, but be aware, we have more bad weather on the way. So just remember, it's going to hit the south states really bad. Now, when you get to this weather tonight, let me zoom in so you can see a little bit more of your area, but it's affecting everybody from Georgia all the way up to North Carolina. And this is at 4 o'clock. And right now, 6 o'clock tonight is where we're at. You can see the storms brewing through. This is at 7:30. Then it moves a little more northerly towards Virginia and Maryland. And then it gets until 9 o'clock tonight, and it gets really rough. That's when you got to start watching out. Or really around 8 o'clock, you got to start watching out for those spin-ups of the tornadoes, because that's going to be an issue. 9 o'clock, it gets really bad. You can see the flash flooding that's going to be happening. A lot of heavy rainfall, thunderstorms with redness. And when it gets 10:30, it's going to be all night long. It's going to be out of South Carolina. South Carolina, you're losing your rain bands by around 10 o'clock. It's still going to be hitting North Carolina, Virginia, and going towards Maryland the rest of the night. Then when it gets until tomorrow morning, it's going to go all the way up towards New York, Boston, Connecticut, New Hampshire. It's going to go all the way to the northeast, and then the snowfall will start around tomorrow morning, around 6 a.m. Now, the heavy snowfall won't come in until later on, but you can see where it's going to be as far as the heavy snow versus the light snow. But this is going to be a lot of storms for hours tracking with this. It's also going to bring some possible winds of 40 plus miles per hour. Now, in the white here, that's 3 to 5 inches. The light blue is 5 to 8 inches, and you can watch it as it moves across to the northeast, across to Maine, that it does bring some freezing rain, but you can see the heaviness right here. This is all going to be 5 to 8 inches. And then you got the freezing rain line, but all this cold air is sucking down from the west. It's throwing up from the east, and it's just spinning around. And the blue is all the heaviness. So this whole area is going to be from 8 to 12 inches for Maryland. And then at the end of the storm, you're going to get the blunt end of it. It's just going to still be spinning. And this is on the 6th at 2 o'clock in the morning, and it's finally going to start dissipating some and leaving your area. But at that time, we still got more storms that's going to be brewing up from the south all over again. It's going to be starting in Texas. It's going to be tomorrow morning around 10:30. It's not going to be brewing up real bad until tomorrow afternoon. Right when you get into the AM, and this is on the 6th, this is on Sunday morning, you start getting into the AM hours. That's when the storms come back. And it goes across Louisiana, it goes across Alabama, Mississippi, and going head for Georgia. It goes all the way towards South Carolina, what we just had. But look how bad the storms get for the Florida Panhandle once again. So we do have some weather coming, guys. It is going to be a pretty good, heavy amount. But my main thing, like I said, was to make sure that I get this video up before 6 p.m. As long as I got it uploaded, then everything would just be fine. Now I want to go over how much snowfall y'all going to be getting over that real quick. That way you can see exactly what's going to be coming out of this storm and what the possible will be if it would show up for what North Carolina is going to get in just a minute. So God bless every single one of you. Hope y'all had a great day today. It seems like everybody's having a good time. Everybody's about to be going on vacation soon. So I hope I hear from you when you get back. Hope you have a very relaxed, very nice vacation. Now let me get through our story, y'all. And this morning we read Matthew 14. And today I'm going to go ahead and go to Matthew 15 because tomorrow morning, of course, I won't be doing a video. All right, it's all ready. Let me get this in the northeast for you so you can see it as it comes. This is going to be your snowfall. I'll go over the depth in just a minute with you. Then came to Jesus scribes and Pharisees, which were in Jerusalem, saying, Why do thy disciples transgress the tradition of the elders? For they wash not their hands when they eat bread. But he answered and said unto them, Why do ye also transgress the commandment of God by your tradition? For God commanded, saying, Honor thy father and mother, and he that curseth father or mother, let him die the death. But ye say, Whosoever shall say to his father or his mother, It is a gift, by whatsoever thou mightest be profited by me. And honor not his father or his mother, he shall be free. Thus have ye made the commandment of God of none effect by your tradition. Ye hypocrites, well did Esaias prophesy of you, saying, This people draweth nigh unto me with their mouth, and honoreth me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. But in vain they do worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men. And he called the multitude and said unto them, Hear and understand. Not that which goeth into the mouth defileth a man, but that which cometh out of the mouth, this defileth a man. Then came his disciples and said unto him, Knowest thou that the Pharisees were offended after they heard this saying? But he answered and said, Every plant which my heavenly Father hath not planted shall be rooted up. Let them alone. They be blind leaders of the blind, and if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into the ditch. Then answered Peter and said unto him, Declare unto us this parable. And Jesus said, Are ye also yet without understanding? Do not ye yet understand that whatsoever entereth in the mouth goeth into the belly, and is cast out into the draught? But those things which proceed out of the mouth come forth from the heart, and they defile the man. For out of the heart proceed evil thoughts, murders, adulteries, fornications, thefts, false witness, blasphemies. These are all the things which defile a man. But to eat with unwashen hands defileth not a man. Then Jesus went thence and departed into the coast of Tyre and Sidon. And behold, a woman of Canaan came out of the same coast and cried unto him, saying, Have mercy on me, O Lord, thou son of David. My daughter is grievously vexed with a devil. But he answered her not a word. And his disciples came and besought him, saying, Send her away, for she crieth after us. But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Then came she and worshipped him, saying, Lord, help me. But he answered and said, It is not meet to take the children's bread and to cast it to dogs? And she said, Truth, Lord. Yet the dogs eat of the crumbs which fall from the master's table. Then Jesus answered and said unto her, O woman, great is thy faith. Be it unto thee even as thou wilt. And her daughter was made whole from that very hour. And Jesus departed from thence, and came nigh unto the Sea of Galilee, and went up into the mountain, and sat down there. And great multitudes came unto him, having with them those that were lame, blind, dumb, maimed, and many others, and cast them down at Jesus' feet, and he healed them. Insomuch that the multitude wondered, when they saw the dumb to speak, the maimed to be whole, the lame to walk, and the blind to see, and they glorified the God of Israel. Then Jesus called his disciples unto him, and said, I have compassion on the multitude, because they continue with me now 3 days, and have nothing to eat. And I will not send them away fasting, lest they faint in the way. And his disciples said unto him, Whence should we have so much bread in the wilderness, so to fill so great a multitude? And Jesus saith unto them, How many loaves have ye? And they said, 7, and a few little fishes. And he commanded the multitude to sit down on the ground. And he took the 7 loaves and the fishes, and gave thanks, and brake them, and gave to his disciples, and the disciples to the multitude. And they did all eat, and were filled. And they took up of the broken meat, and that was left 7 baskets full. And they that did eat were 4,000 men, besides women and children. And he sent away the multitude, and took ship, and came to the coast of Magdala. Amen. God bless y'all tonight, man. I hope you have a great night tonight. Hope you have a good weekend. Get started really good on it. Okay, look like it's going to be a cold one for a while. Now, the heaviest snow that we have is in Maryland. It is going to be up to 22 inches in certain spots, but the rest of it, like I said, is going to be anywhere from 8 to 12 inches. And that's pretty much where it's going to be coming from. The rest of this is small, guys. The rest of this is numbers you're not going to want to see. It's bad numbers. It's very small. God bless you all. I hope you all have a great night tonight. I appreciate y'all for watching with me. I'll see you Sunday. All glory does go to God. Amen.